When people hear the name Leonardo da Vinci, they imagine a man of pure genius, a painter of masterpieces, an inventor far ahead of his time, a thinker whose ideas still inspire the world centuries later. But what many do not realize is that, behind his brilliance lay a life, filled with struggles, disappointments, and obstacles that would have broken the spirit of an ordinary man. Leonardo was born not into privilege, but into challenge, for he was the illegitimate son of a notary and a peasant woman, and in the society of his time, that meant he could not attend the higher schools of Latin and Greek, where the elite were educated. He was denied the formal education that many others received, and though he grew up surrounded by books and nature, much of what he learned, he had to teach himself. Imagine being told as a child that because of the circumstances of your birth, you would never belong fully to the world of scholars or nobles. Yet Leonardo did not allow this to silence his hunger for knowledge. He studied the world like it was his only classroom. He observed birds in the sky, the flow of rivers, the structure of rocks, the muscles of animals, and the expressions of human faces. And though many called him a dreamer, he became a student of life itself. Yet even as he grew older, his path was never easy. The works we celebrate today, such as the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, were not greeted with universal applause in his lifetime. Many of his projects remained unfinished, abandoned not because he lacked genius, but because he faced constant struggles with patrons who did not understand his vision, with financial instability that followed him from city to city, and with his own restless spirit that pushed him toward perfection but rarely allowed him to feel satisfied. Some mock him for leaving works incomplete. Others doubted his strange machines and flying devices, saying he was chasing fantasies. At times, Leonardo was accused, even attacked, and lived under suspicion because he thought differently from the world around him. He carried in his notebooks thousands of ideas: flying machines, weapons, cities designed for health, studies of anatomy, and yet he struggled with the pain of knowing that much of what he imagined would never be built in his lifetime. This is perhaps one of the deepest struggles of a visionary, to see a future the world is not ready for, and to carry the weight of dreams that others cannot yet believe in. Leonardo faced loneliness too, for though he had apprentices and friends, he often felt misunderstood, walking between art and science, never fully accepted by either world. But his struggles, rather than destroying him, shaped him into the man we remember today. He teaches us that problems are not the end of creativity. They are the soil from which it grows. His illegitimacy did not stop him from becoming one of the greatest minds in history. His lack of formal schooling did not silence his thirst for knowledge. His unfinished works did not erase the brilliance of his vision. Leonardo's life is proof that even geniuses wrestle with failure, doubt, and hardship, yet they rise above them not because life is easy, but because they refuse to give up. So when you look at his paintings, or when you read about his inventions, remember this: behind every stroke of his brush, behind every page of his notebooks, there was a man who struggled, a man who doubted, a man who fell but kept rising. And that is why his story is not just about genius. It is about the triumph of the human spirit. Quotes by Leonardo da Vinci: "I have offended God and mankind because my work did not reach the quality it should have." Leonardo's real words near the end of his life: "I have been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Life without love is no life at all. While I thought I was learning how to live, I was learning how to die. Obstacles cannot crush me. Every obstacle yields to stern resolve. It is easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. Just as courage imperils life, fear protects it. Iron rusts from disuse, water loses its purity from stagnation. So does inaction sap the vigor of the mind.